Here is I think it's a Union made 52-inch antique brass GE vent fan. This was, I believe it was Kevin's cousin's fan. We did show a video of this earlier in the year when he first brought it over, but I never gave it a good formal video, so I wanted to do that now before we take this down and put something else up there. Where is the informations tag? Does it have one? Well, if it does, it's so dusty I can't see it. The shape of the vents on this motor are fairly distinct. They're different than normal, much wider, and they're the same as the Winnower fan that I have. In fact, there's a lot of characteristics between this one and that, including the canopy. Really the only difference between these two is that this one is a 5-blade and the motor in this is more substantial. I believe this is a cast motor. It's really quite a strong fan. Unfortunately, the finish is in deep stages of decay for some reason. I don't know why it's like that. This fan has been in service its entire life. It was in service up until it was removed and given to me. The blades are still in decent shape. The cane is starting to crack in a couple spots, but nothing too bad. It just needs a good cleaning. I do have the rest of the shades. It came with a globe, but Kevin put a hole in it for some reason, so that's not really in good working order anymore. And the connection piece for the chain has busted off, so it doesn't pull right. But the switch does still work, and the fan is still operable. Still working on the lighting for this area. I've got a couple more of these Tiffany lights that I think I'm going to hang up. Put one over there, I'll wire that one up, and then see if that works with the lighting or not. We'll have to put them on dimmers because we'll need to vary the brightness. But lighting is still not the greatest, but it's better than it was. I think it's still producing a pretty decent picture. It's a little noisy, but it's not the worst. Here's what's set up of the light. It's a little kind of pathetic, but there's that. And we'll start it up on the high. It can definitely use some new bearings. It's going pretty fast. I would say that is, let's see, that's probably a little over 200 RPM, maybe 220 or so. It's really running a pretty good pace. And it's strong. That's pushing a lot of air. This is definitely above average in performance. Even with the ceiling being the way it is down here, it's still recirculating the air around the room quite nicely. I can feel the air kicking up quite a bit all the way back here. And for being flush mounted, it's pretty quiet. I don't hear much of a motor hum or anything reverberating through the ceiling. bearing noise seems to diminish a little bit once it's been on for a few minutes. It's not quite as noticeable anymore. But yeah, this is really strong. And somehow the irons are in almost perfect clock still. I can't remember if Kevin said he removed it or somebody else did. If he removed it, then I guess that would make sense, because he knows how to properly handle the fan. But a lot of times when other people take the fans down, they just get all screwed up because they're not careful with the blades. Really no wobble to speak of. It's pretty good balance. Let's take a look at the power information. At 120.4 the volts, it's taken 0.92 the amps, 111 the watts, and has a power factor of 0.99, so the cap is still good. This, I would say, probably dates back to the 80s. I think that this is too good of a quality to be from the 90s. The medium, and we get a little more hum on the medium. I don't know if that's vibration or bearing noise. It's vibration. Even on medium, this is still quite strong. And if it wasn't for the bearings, it would be very quiet. On medium, it is 0.81 the amps, 88.5 the watts, and 0.89 the power factor. And we'll go down to the low, which of course is the slowest speed. A little bit of motor hum introduced as it slowed down there. That was kind of an interesting sound. And it is still pushing a generous amount of air. I mean, the pitch is steep, but it's not like anything super crazy. I'm surprised it's as powerful as it is. Still very quiet on low, just a very, very slight motor hum. This cord is getting caught in everything over here. I'll show it with what remains of the lights. Not that there's much to speak of. It's a pretty fast low. That's probably 100, 110 RPM still. And then low, that is 0.87 amps. That's a lot of power still. 78 the watts and power factor of 0.7 the 4. It's not efficient by any means, but it moves the air. Oh boy. Well, that might have been the last time that this is going to operate with this switch. Nope, there it goes. Okay. Say perfect timing, we just got to end of the video. And it's going to stop pretty quick because of the way the bearings are. Alright, so that's it. Really nice fan. Excellent performer. It's just a shame it's in such bad cosmetic condition. At some point in the distant future, when finances allow, I want to explore getting things plated. And I think this would definitely be a good candidate because with new bearings and a new finish, this would be a great piece.